They fined me $500 for snow tracks on a road I'd been clearing for free for 7 years. So I did exactly what they wanted. I stopped. No arguments, no warnings. I just parked my plow and stayed inside while the snow kept falling. 3 days later, that same road disappeared under 6 feet of snow. And suddenly, the people who fined me were calling nonstop, begging me to come back. And the worst part? I could have fixed everything in a few hours. But this time, I didn't, because this wasn't just about snow anymore. Up where I live, there's only one road in and one road out. It cuts through the mountain like a scar. Steep, narrow, and completely unforgiving once winter hits. When the snow starts falling, it doesn't stop. It buries cars, blocks driveways, and if that road isn't cleared, you're stuck. No deliveries, no emergency services, nothing. For 7 years, I made sure that never happened. Every storm, I'd wake up before sunrise, fire up my truck, and clear that road. Didn't matter how cold it was or how deep the snow got. I never charged anyone, never asked for anything. It was just what you did out here. We looked out for each other. At least we used to. Everything changed when she showed up. Vivian Ashford Crane. New homeowner. New HOA president within 3 months. She didn't come here to live in the mountains. She came to manage them. First meeting she ran felt more like a corporate briefing than a community discussion. Binder in hand. Rules highlighted. Words like liability, compliance, and unauthorized operations thrown around like accusations. Then she started talking about me. Not by name at first. Just unregulated use of heavy equipment on HOA property. Everyone knew what she meant. I'd been plowing that road longer than she'd even known it existed. But suddenly it wasn't help anymore. It was a problem. A vote was called. And just like that, 7 years of helping turned into a liability. A week later, the storm hit. Heavy snow. Fast accumulation. The kind that closes that road in hours if you don't stay ahead of it. I stood by my window that morning, watching it pile up. I knew exactly what was going to happen. And still, I grabbed my keys, started the truck, and cleared it anyway. Old habits. Took me less than an hour. Same as always. Road open. Problem solved. I thought that would be the end of it. I was wrong. 3 days later, a letter showed up at my door. Certified. Official. Inside was a $500 fine. Reason: unauthorized snow removal. Attached were photos. Tire tracks. My tracks. Time-stamped like evidence in a crime scene. 7 years reduced to a violation notice. That's when something shifted. I didn't argue. Didn't call. Didn't show up at a meeting. I just paid the fine. And then I parked the plow. If they wanted rules, I'd follow them. Exactly. No more early mornings. No more clearing roads. No more helping. Just me and my driveway. A few days later, the forecast came in. Another storm. Bigger this time. I checked the truck. Everything ready. Fuel full. Blade sharp. And then I turned the key off. Because when that storm hit, I wasn't touching the plow. It started overnight. Snow falling thick and fast, driven sideways by the wind. By morning, the road was already buried. And for the first time in years, there was no engine sound. No plow cutting through the snow. Just silence. By noon, the road was gone. Not covered, gone. 6-foot drifts swallowed it completely. Cars couldn't make it 10 feet without getting stuck. Driveways turned into traps. That's when the calls started. Neighbors first. Confused. Then worried. Then the panic hit. The HOA's professional contractor showed up around midday. Wrong equipment. Wrong truck. They made it a few hundred yards before the plow snapped clean off. And just like that, they were gone, leaving 73 families completely cut off. The road didn't just disappear. Control did. By evening, things got worse. One of the older residents, Marcus, slipped outside his house. Couldn't stand. Possible fracture. Someone called emergency services. They tried to come up the road. Didn't make it. Snow was too deep. Vehicles couldn't get through. So they sent a helicopter. I stood outside and watched it descend through the storm. Wind whipping snow in every direction. The sound echoing across the mountain. They lifted him out in a basket. That flight alone would cost more than most people make in a year. And it didn't have to happen. I could have cleared that road before sunrise. But now it was too late. By the next morning, the entire neighborhood was in chaos. Phones buzzing. Messages everywhere. People stuck, scared, running out of supplies. And for the first time, nobody was calling me to complain. They were calling her. Vivian. The same person who fined me. The same person who shut me down. Now she had a problem she couldn't control. And that's when I realized this wasn't over yet. That night, I started looking into things. Contracts, payments, records. Didn't take long to find it. The contractor she hired? Connected to her. Overpaid. Underqualified. And completely unprepared for the kind of road we had. This was never about safety. Never about rules. It was about money. And suddenly, everything made sense. The next call came late. Unknown number. I answered anyway. Her voice was different this time. No authority. No control. Just pressure. She asked me to come back. To fix it. I let her talk. Then I told her the same thing she told me. I can't. It's unauthorized. Silence. Then she asked what I wanted. That's when things changed. Because now, I was the one setting the terms. Next morning, before sunrise, I walked out to the truck. Cold air. Fresh snow. Everything quiet. I turned the key. The engine roared to life. And just like that, the mountain woke up again. The blade dropped. Snow exploded to the sides as I pushed forward. One pass turned into two. Then three. Behind me, the road started to reappear. Neighbors came out of their houses, just watching. No complaints. No meetings. No rules. Just silence and relief. By the time the sun came up, the entire road was clear, like it had never disappeared at all. After that, things moved fast. Questions turned into investigations. Records turned into evidence. And the truth came out. She wasn't enforcing rules. She was using them. Within weeks, she was gone. Removed. Replaced. Forgotten. And the road? Still there. Still clear. Only difference now. They made sure the person keeping it that way was never treated like a problem again. Because up here, you learn something real quick. Snow isn't the enemy. Winter isn't the problem. It's the people who think they can control everything until they realize they can't.